welcome to US Can Tec. This is our podcast to discuss technologies from really around the world. But today we're here with Mariam Ispahani. Am I saying that right? It's late at night, but you made time to connect with us here in San Diego. We wanted to talk a little bit about your company. We connected on iBridges, which is obviously a platform for a lot of Iranian Americans and really Iranians interested in technology. And you're going to tell us about your Bioplastics company, how you got started, and what your plans are, and what you're really looking for as investors, connections. How can we help? Go ahead, Mariam.
Well, thank you very much for having me, first of all. And I wish I was in San Diego right now. That would be nice. I've been here for a bit and I will be back soon. I live in California, in San Jose area.
Okay.
So, but we have a startup. It's called Sonali Bioplastics. It's in the climate tech and clean tech space. And what we want to do is do our manufacturing this side of the world. In Bangladesh right now, because we're focusing on seeking and setting up the factory over here. So all those plans have been in play COVID. My background is in the renewable space. I've been in that for like over a decade now. And I started a startup with a partner in solar. And we literally built solar systems in my garage in the San Francisco Bay Area. Yeah, and then after that, we said, okay, why don't we see what we can do to take this further? And then we started building them on a larger scale. We came out to this side of the world. First, we did some production work in Bangladesh, and then after that, we shifted to China. And that was a really good startup. We had a lot of fun. We sold a lot of solar systems in 8 different countries in Africa. We sold in Bangladesh and Pakistan, which are 2 countries on either side of India. And still selling solar systems, but that company is no longer a startup. Other than that, I've also dabbled a bit in wind energy as well as in hybrid systems. So I was selling hybrid systems for a while, part wind, part solar, to see how that could work. So I've been in different spaces, but pretty much around the whole renewable space as well as clean tech. And then this thing sort of dropped in my lap regarding with plastic pollution. Was always cognizant of it, so it's not like something new. So I was always into recycling, thinking that, yeah, we're doing this the right way, things are happening, as well as, what could we do to clean up just our neighborhoods, our parks, the beaches, etc. And got into it in a more professional way and said, let's look at this at a larger scale and see what is possible. Said that recycling isn't working. Yeah. And in fact, somebody asked me to join them in their new startup in recycling. And I took a look at that and I said, I don't know, because I don't know if the future is there. If somebody can do something about recycling, that's great. But how about we tackle the problem, before it becomes a problem? So in that case, we need to make sure that we can prevent more products out there which are petroleum based. Because petroleum-based plastic stuff that you see out there, that is what is impacting the environment.
Right.
So we started, so let's look at that. And so I built a team of scientists I'm very pleased with. And we have a lot of advisors who are also assisting us, and the scientists and the others on our team. And we decided to build some products. It took us a long time. And now we are at the point where we need to get out of the lab and we need to get to commercialize what we have done. So that's what we're focused on. We already have some, customer letters of intent. We have lots of requests, especially from Europe and from Canada. And I'm hoping that the US is, also there now that we're getting back into things and we're getting back into taking care of the environment and back in the Paris Accord, etc.
Right.
So we see how that goes, and that's where we are right now.
is your team in Bangladesh, at San Jose? Where are you situated right now?
No, well, right now everybody's working online wherever they are. But no, the team is in different places, primarily in Canada.
Okay.
And so we have a lot of Canadians on our team, it just so happens.
Sure.
And then we have some people who are working with us who are based in the Middle East and in Europe. Okay. And so that's kind of like how it goes for now. But so the manufacturing will be here.
In Bangladesh?
In Bangladesh, where I am right now, in Dhaka.
So you have kind of perfected this technique to reuse petroleum-based plastics. How are you going? Tell us how you're going to be. What is the actual product that is still in the lab that you still need to manufacture?
Yeah. So no, we basically are solving the plastic pollution problem with our bio-based and biodegradable products. Okay. So we have got nothing to do with that. We want, those type of petroleum-based plastics to stop being produced and stop, ruining our oceans and land and animals, and even humans are ingesting microplastics now. Yeah. And so it's in the pipeline right now, and we're working on R&D. So we're seeing where we're going to go, phase 1, phase 2 and such. These products basically replace, wherever you see plastic, we are a natural replacement for plastic. So for example, one of our products is for packaging film. And so right now you see packaging is a huge industry, whether you're talking about in sheets or rolls or whatever you get in your Amazon or FedEx box, which is surrounded by packaging. Yeah. So we are making all these from plants. So we're making them bio-based. And therefore, they are biodegradable. Not that all bio-based products are biodegradable, but this particular product line is. And for example, you see household goods, whether we're talking about buckets or we're talking about chairs, tables, plastic furniture, etc. Sure. We also have another product which comes in the pellet form or granule form. It's called composite, and that then we are selling to the plastic companies who have injection molding machines as well as 3D printers and such. So then they can utilize that to make products again, which will be bio-based.
I see.
And
so you've done like you said, perfected the technology. Who are your customers primarily? Is it an Amazon? Is it anyone that does packaging? The world uses plastic, so your market could be huge as far as getting to people, right?
Yes, and that's interesting about what we have set out to do. We first took a look at, what is the market need? And so first we know what problem we're trying to solve here. Yeah. And that is the plastic pollution is an issue. Plastic is an issue. We can't eliminate all plastic, but we can just do our bit with what we can. Sure. And the market there said that, we could be in several different verticals. Whether we're talking about the pharmaceutical industry or the packaging, food industry, paint industry, I mean, the list goes on. Sure. Several verticals. Sure. And therefore, each of our products, we cater to different industries, and including like the automotive industry, construction, etc.
Yeah.
So they would utilize our products because plastic is all over the place. So now you take a plant-based, a bio-based solution instead.
Yeah. So from an investor standpoint, where are you right now? Are you fully funded? Are you ready to manufacture? Or are you looking for investors to come in and take an ownership share and help you scale up so you can serve the big companies?
Yeah, so basically we have put in a lot of money ourselves up till this point, and we are kind of almost tapped out because we need to get to the next level. Sure. Because it's great that we made these. We've even made prototypes. We spent a lot of money and time making the prototypes or the samples. And so making these has drained us financially. COVID has not been easy. Sure. So now we are like ready to go. We want to get this in a factory setup. We haven't done any kind of prototypes in Bangladesh because the equipment that we require not a single piece of equipment, machinery is available here that we require. So therefore, we have been using labs outside of this country, like for example, in the Middle East, in Europe, and in Canada. And so we made all our prototypes over there and not here. And now to set up a factory, to bring in the machinery here, we've already, networked with suppliers and vendors, etc. Yeah. We need the funding for that. Yeah, so right now we need to scale, we need to commercialize and get this going. We require about $4 million to get this, get the machinery here and get the factory going, and then a little bit for working capital.
So you said most of your team is in Canada. So do you have any registration in the US? Or so how would US investors be able to reach you or invest and do their own due diligence? Sure. With basically maybe a foreign-based company like this?
Yeah, well, we are a U.S. company. Okay. We are Delaware registered corporation. Okay, so yeah, and
all over the world.
Yeah. So I wanted to register in California, but when we first started speaking with potential advisors who had invested before and know all about investing, they said it's much better to register Delaware corporation. So we said, yeah, sure, let's go. Okay, we go for that. Sure. My other two companies are California corporations, when I worked on solar energy, renewables, etc. Sure. So I said, okay, fine, this time we go Delaware. Okay. So we registered a company there. But interestingly, the law in Bangladesh requires us to register a company here as well. So we had to do that. So our company in the US is called Sonali Bioplastics Corporation, and our company in Bangladesh is called Sonali Bioplastics Limited.
I see.
So we set it up that way, and we can be easily contacted. We have a good social media presence. I have 1 or 2 people helping me with in Facebook, Twitter, whatever. And more than anything, our website.
Sure. And obviously you have a pitch deck, or you have some kind of investor presentation. So if folks see this and they want to hear from you, you can send them a pitch deck or do a similar presentation, taking them through all the steps when do you think, this is maybe more down the road, but if someone were to invest, and you tell me how much you're looking, I know you said 4 million, or a few million, but is it 100,000? Would you accept a syndicate? Are you looking for one big investor? What type of investors typically are you looking for?
Yeah, we would like to go with one investor to start out with. We don't have any objection to 2 different investors. It depends if they want to coordinate. And we also worked with someone in the past who said, they wanted to be the only investor. And then there are others who say, they want to bring in someone else. And that's fine too. And right now, we have a lot of shares available. So we have not diluted the company to a point where there's nothing there. And we all have our little shares, and so we are open to getting capital for equity.
Sure. So if someone were to come in, let's say tomorrow, with all the money, when do you think you'll have your first sale, or when will money start coming in? How many months, weeks, days? How long will it take?
Yeah. So a potential investor asked us what is our technology readiness level, or TRL. Right. And so, we took a look at it, and so what do we need? And then we realized that on one of the products, we have about 1 month to go, and then we could be up and running. And on the other products, we have pretty much like 2 to 3 months to go. Also, we have to take into account, how much time it will take for the equipment to get here. Let's say 4 weeks, 6 weeks, something around that time frame. Okay. So, going, we have the big fat business plan, we have the pitch deck, we have the summary website, etc. And so now and we have our financials, which have been reviewed by 3 different CFOs, all top CFOs in their own right. And so we're very pleased about that.
Yeah, in the US.
And now it's one in the US and one in Australia and one here locally.
I see.
And so we're pretty happy about all the boxes checked off. Right. And we have 5-year plan. Sure. So we know how.
So
as well as the value we add to the environment.
right, of course. So now a question that I always get, and patents and competition.
Right.
What is your patent situation? How do you protect your intellectual property, and who else is doing this?
Yeah. Okay. So far, it's a little difficult to talk about that, but I'll just mention this, that we are finishing up a few lab tests, and then we do our paperwork. Then we should be ready to file minimum 2 patents. So we're very excited about that. We're already working with not 1 but 2 US attorneys. We will file in Geneva, so we have the World Patent Organization. That's the plan. And the intellectual property is basically shared by the team and myself. And so the scientists on the team and myself. And so we know how to make these products and what is required. And the patents will be under the name of the company, with myself and the scientists as the inventors. And so that's basically what we have going at this time. And we definitely have competition out there. There are a lot of companies who are working with, for example, corn and seaweed and rice, wheat, etc. But when we decided to do what we are doing, we said we did not want to go with an edible plant. And so we said it's best, to not take away from what human beings would eat. And we don't want to, go into that market space. So therefore, we are using not 1 plant, but a few plants human beings will not be asking to eat and they can't eat. And so we thought that's the best thing. Yeah. And so that's what we're focused on right now, to see how we can do that and continue to be plant-based.
Yeah, that's interesting. So there is competition, but you distinguish yourself from the rest by not taking away from, obviously, the world hunger situation and all the other foods that human beings rely on, by using something that is not typically consumed by human beings at this point anyway.
Right.
Who knows later.
Yeah, but in the bigger picture, are the petroleum-based companies, without a doubt. Sure. And in fact, interestingly, a few months ago, one of them contacted me and they said, we want to buy you. And we said, we haven't even started, you want to buy us already. And that's the thing, you see, they want to add companies like ours to their portfolio, because then, the Chevrons and the Shells of the world can say that okay, we got some green things going.
Right.
Then the guy said he'll call me back. I said, yeah, do that.
No, you hit all the right points. I mean, definitely we want to create a better planet, or leave a better planet for our kids. Can't do it by acting the way we have been as a planet. So the more of these types of companies, the better. And you have made yourself attractive to a lot of bigger companies that want to integrate your technology into theirs, so that, like you say, you help improve their value. Right. That's one thing. And then also there could be other bigger petroleum-based or other recyclable companies that simply want to expand. So would that be your exit strategy? Would you want to either get so big that or somebody will want to acquire you, or will you want to continue production as long as you can?
Well, I think, investors like to exit, and people like us who care about the environment, my team, myself, we are we'd like to do this. Oh, yes, of course, we'd also like to exit. But if we do, it would be nice if we get an investor who shares our values, who shares the vision. And therefore, right now, we're also especially talking to, and we have a few potential investors doing some due diligence on us, who come from the climate tech and clean tech and renewable space. Right. And so they already know the issues. They're keen on investing in something like this. They're not into artificial intelligence or, software, hardware, that type of thing. They understand that climate action is needed. Right. And therefore, yes, we would like to do that. Would we like to exit to a Shell or a Chevron? I am not sure I can answer that. It depends on, what values they have. If they are going to continue to pollute the planet on one side and then show a little bit of green stuff on one side, that's, I think, would be tragic. Right. So, I don't know if we want to do that, but we just hope for the best.
Right.
And of course, I'm sorry, I don't, need to forget the hemp industry.
Yeah.
And we also work with hemp, so it's not like we don't. And that is trying to come up. A lot of hemp products are in the lab stage right now, but also people have done some wonderful things, making shopping bags and making some items and things like that.
Yeah.
So that's also a potential.
Right.
Even though we also utilize hemp.
Right. Well, Mariam, I think you hit all the highlights. I've learned a lot. I'm so happy that we connected, and I applaud your efforts. I feel a little bit better about our planet knowing that there are people like you and your team working hard for the right reasons to improve our quality of life and leave a better environment for our kids. So I hope you will find your investors. I'm going to do everything I can to get some attention to your great company. And if you ever, when you do come to San Jose, if you ever come to California or San Diego, I hope we will meet in person very soon.
For sure.
I will put your website info and all the contact info on this podcast so people can contact you directly. And hopefully we'll get you some investors very soon.
Thank you. And I wish your podcast well. I'm very excited about it. And I always love to also hear what other people have to say. So I'll tune into some more events that you have listed.
Thank you so much, Mariam. See you soon.
Thank you. Thank you.